Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Lightning Gaming. So after looking through my most recent comments, I saw that there is a lot of confusion when it comes to which type of food you should give your strength roll in Conan Exiles to get the maximum amount of damage out of them. Now in this video I'm gonna show you the 3 best foods in my opinion to give your strength roll, and I will also do a damage comparison so you can see how much more damage your roll will do if you give them these foods. And then of course I will show you which foods will stack with the normal buffs as well. Now if you are new to my channel, please remember to like and subscribe, but with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first up, the thrall I'm gonna be using for this test will be the normal Sumerian Berserker. I did level it up all the way to level 20, and the reason I chose this thrall is because it's one of the most popular thralls in Conan Exiles, so I think everybody already have an idea of how much damage this thrall can do. Next up, the gear I decided to give this thrall will be the normal Redeemed Legion helmet. It's also gonna be the Voidforged Dragon Rib. Remember, all of this is crafted by a sealed ride. And then of course we have the Silent Legion medium gauntlets. We have the Champion's leggings and also the perfected heavy sabotons. And then of course the buffs I'm gonna be using will be the normal salted pork for a strength weapon damage of plus 15%. And then also the Elixir of Might, adding another strength weapon damage plus 15%. Now remember guys, for each one of these tests I'm gonna be using exactly the same thrall and build. The weapon is gonna be Hanuman's Gada. I'm always using the momentum for this test, so I decided to go with something else for a change. Also a very good thrall weapon, this one. And then of course the first food we are gonna be testing is gonna be the normal gruel. It's gonna be this one over here. And basically how this test is gonna work is I'm gonna give the thrall both the buffs and I'm gonna give him the gruel. And then we are gonna let him fight the 3-skull scorpion boss. And while he's fighting I'm gonna look for the maximum amount of damage he did with one hit. And in that way we can compare it to the other foods I'm gonna use in this video as well. Now if I use both these buffs and the gruel, you're gonna see under the thrall's effects, you're gonna see a strength weapon damage of plus 15%. That is because of the salted pork. And then the next one is the increased strength, increased damage by 10%. That is because of the gruel. And then yet another plus 15% strength weapon damage because of the Elixir of Might. Now like you can see guys, the gruel will actually stack with these buffs, meaning that the thrall is gonna do a little bit more damage. Okay, so that's the entire build. The thrall is ready, everything is ready. I gave him the 2 buffs, I gave him gruel. Now I'm gonna let him fight the scorpion boss over here, and yeah, then we are gonna take a look at the maximum amount of damage he does with one hit. And we are gonna compare it to the other foods to see which one is really the best. Now I also recently had a comment where somebody stated that that extra plus 10% strength damage doesn't make a difference and it's only a visual glitch. Well, in this video you are gonna find the answer to that as well. I'm gonna show you that it actually does make a difference. And now the highest amount of damage the thrall was able to do with one hit on gruel was 298 damage. Now I want you to keep that in mind because we are gonna be testing out the other foods as well, and we are gonna see how much of a difference the food can really make when it comes to the damage output of your thralls. Alright, so the next food we are gonna be testing will be the cooked pork rinds. This one right over here. Also very easy to make, just like gruel, nothing special about this one. Now if I use both the buffs and also the cooked pork rinds, let me use all of these, then I'm gonna go under the effects and I want to show you what this is gonna do. Okay, let's go on the stats. Now you will see once again we have that strength weapon damage of plus 15% because of the salted pork. The next one is increased strength, increased damage by 25%. Now that is because of the cooked pork rinds. And then the last one of course, again strength weapon damage plus 15% because of the Elixir of Might. Now guys, this is where I saw the arguments in one of my previous videos. I had some people saying that increased strength, increased damage by 25% doesn't apply, it doesn't make a difference, it's only a visual glitch. So now we are gonna go and we are gonna fight the 3-skull scorpion again. And then, just like with the gruel, I'm gonna show you the highest amount of damage the Thrall was able to do with one single hit, so that we can compare them and see if it really is gonna make a difference or if it's really just a visual glitch. Now guys, the reason I'm showing you a little bit of the fight itself is for those of you that wanted to compare the light hits also, because I know there's gonna be some of you, so that you can do that, but I'm solely gonna be focusing on the one heavy hit that the most damage. And in that way we can easily compare if the food is really gonna make a difference or not. Now the highest amount of damage this Thrall was able to do with a single hit was 316. I also tested this out multiple times, and every time I tested it out I ended up with the same results. So no, I can promise you it's not a visual glitch. The Thrall will do more damage if you give it cooked pork rinds instead of gruel. But then of course another important thing that you should know is that the Thrall will heal up much faster during combat if you give it gruel, and it's gonna heal up slower with the cooked pork rinds. So that is basically up to you. If you wanted your Thrall to do the maximum amount of damage, you're gonna go with the cooked pork rinds, and if you want it to heal up quicker, you should definitely go with gruel. But then of course we still have one more food, and that's gonna be the exotic feast. Now I know this is the favorite food for most of you guys, including me. The only problem with the exotic feast is that this can be really tricky to farm, especially because one of the main ingredients you are gonna need is eggs, and we all know that could be a big pain, especially in the latest versions of the game, to get a bunch of. The great thing about this food being it's gonna give you 12 points of healing every 3 seconds, which is the best food you can give Thralls when it comes to healing. But now if I go under the effects, you're gonna see just like with the gruel, this one is also gonna give you an increased strength, increased damage by 10% with the two 15% buffs. So the only difference between the exotic feast and the gruel is that the exotic feast is gonna make your Thrall heal up during combat a lot faster. But as far as the damage output of the Thrall goes, it's gonna be basically the same whether you use gruel or exotic feast. Now that's about it for this video guys, so basically what it comes down to, if you want to get maximum amount of damage out of your Thrall, go with the cooked pork rinds. But if you wanted your Thrall to last longer during combat, you want it to heal up faster so it can keep going, then you should definitely go with exotic feast or gruel. Thank you everyone for watching. If you are new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe, but until next time guys, cheers, see ya.